from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome, race fans, one and all, back to Green Flag TV, where this afternoon we are set to rumble once again as we get set to duke it out for round 14, the OMSRL Cup Series. My name is Nolan Ram. We'll bring you all of racing action as always from start to finish on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. 130 laps is going to be the distance around this 1.5 mile quad oval, always dubbed as America's home for motorsports. Just at the distance, you see the Z-Max Dragway, and between us and them is, of course, the ever-famed dirt track at Charlotte. And with the sun setting below the horizon, we're going to be racing into the dusk, and that 74-degree track temp is only going to continue to plummet as we get further and further into racing action tonight. Point standings entering this race. 3 rounds remain of the championship, and right now it is looking more and more like this is Silvers' championship to lose. David Farmer sits just behind him in the number 2 spot, and it's a tight battle for second and third as David Farmer sits just 5 points ahead of Spencer Ray. Oscar closes out 4th with Conor LaFrance, his Eastern Stars Motorsports teammate, able to round out the top 5 this afternoon. Mickey Tuttle, Sean Boundy, Cole Fraley, Robert Peterson, and Mikkel Robinson will be closing out down in 10th place as well. Very few chances to mathematically give yourself a shot in the 3 races that are left. Of course, it is the Charlotte Motor Speedway for 130 laps this afternoon with a break at lap 46 for the stage. Then races at the Iowa Speedway and the Auto Club Speedway to close out racing action in what has been a wild 4th season of competition. OMSRL just last week saw their second closest finish in league history. And boy, what a wild time it was over at Talladega just 2 weeks ago. And with just 2/1000 of a second, it was quite the fight there that Cole Fraley had. He was able to get himself, though, into the top 5 as a result. And he's looking to contend for that potential spot to get into a championship winning position. But he's got to run effectively picture-perfect seasons from here on out. As well as that, a big name today, Ryan Dingler, one of the long-term veterans, making his 100th start in OMSRL Cup Series contention here this afternoon. That will put him into the exclusive 100-plus star club. Robert Peterson, Barrett Morton also joined the club earlier this season, as in fact did Jacob Noyes, as well as drivers like Sean Kaiser and Spencer Ray. So a lot of drivers hitting that 100 race mark, a huge milestone in any league, but even more so in a series that only tends to have about 16 starts per season, really showing that you are in it for the long haul. And well, all of this takes us to qualifying, where drivers like Sean Boundy are currently working their way around the Charlotte Motor Speedway, trying to get good lap times in. Oscar just put down his first flyer of the session. He went to the number 17 spot on the boards, and now he'll work his way through the high banks of turns 1 and 2, down the back straightaway, as he'll try to get himself lined on up and ready to rumble this afternoon. Again, could look to be a solid outing for this driver. Second lap of the boards, he'll go into the number 7 spot. Sean Boundy goes up to 13th. Meanwhile, Mikkel Robinson looking to see if potentially he has got an answer for this field, as Robinson will work his way off of the final corner. Down to the front straightaway, Gage Taft also making his way out onto the racetrack, but doubt that the driver of the Apex Racing number 33 will be able to get in there. Hunter Throw will put himself 10th quick on the boards. 30 seconds on the docket. Robinson will have enough time to get 1 lap in. Will not have enough time, though, to get 2. And Gage Taft, a driver that is not going to be able to get a time on the boards this afternoon. Robinson crosses the start-finish line this time by, and at the stripe, only good enough for 19. So that is going to put a wrap on qualifying this afternoon, as we will get set to kick off the 3rd longest race of the season, as we will look set to turn 24 cars loose from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Field will line up And this is how they will roll off from pit road. Starting on pole position, it is James Silvers alongside Barrett Morton. Sean Kaiser for Bandit Motorsports starts in third, just 300s off the market. 1 thou behind him is the points leader's main rival right now, and his teammate, David Farmer. Ryan Jengler making start number 100 this afternoon. Starts in fifth alongside Midwest Motorsports' Jeremiah Hobbs. It's an ESM row number 4 with Austin Gassion and Connor LaFrance lining up side by side in 7th and 8th, with AAM drivers locking out row 5 to close out the top 10 of Cole Freilich and Hunter Thrower. From there, it's Austin McColgan in 11th, Spencer Ray in 12th. Dallas Holscher starts at 13th for the MWMF Motorsports crew alongside Rebel Racing's Sean Boundy. Midwest Motorsports brings up Adrian Loya with Jacob Noyes down in 16th. Backmarkers Racing driver Justin Wilson starts 17th with Brett Rucker for MWMF in 18th. His teammate starts behind him in 20th with Maxwell Kroll, and to Kroll's left will be Mikhail Robinson. Then closing out the tail end of the field, all drivers not setting times. Mickey Tolliver, his own team, the 100% race driver Robert Peterson, Apex Racing's Gage Temp, and Shake and Bake's Stefan Purcell. So all of that said and done as drivers are gridded on up on pit road. And again, we are just about ready to roll on out on what will no doubt be a fantastic night of racing action. Just waiting on two now, waiting on Jeremiah Hobbs and on Mikhail Robinson before we'll get this field rolling on out from pit road. But James Silver starting on pole is huge this afternoon, as he does not need to do much if he wants to secure himself with a good run into the last two races. He is already clear by over 30 points, and all he needs to do is keep extending that gap if he wants to get himself in with a shot to win his first OMSRL Cup Series championship in his first ever season. So the field rolls out from pit road, and we are ready to go. Green flag coming at you in a moment. Turn into the back straightaway for the first time this afternoon. And what will be the only time before we go green flag racing. A lot of points on the line, very, very little time to make progress. Again, our stage comes in at the end of lap 46, going to 47. There will be no stage break, but points will be awarded for the top 10. With Silver's on pole, he is looking to extend his gap just that little bit more. So Silvers will lead the way through turn numbers 3 and 4 as the Ford Mustang FR 500S iRacing pace car gets set to make its left-hand turn down and into pit road. And as always, we're happy that you joined us for more racing action on this fantastic Saturday night. Time to come back from the Easter break. It's go, go, go with America's home for motorsports. Coming off the top shelf at turn number 4, it is Barrett Morton who will lead the way as Silver is going to encounter issues early on. He's going to drop back and continues to tumble as he falls in behind Sean Kaiser. And already Silver's back from what was a good run up into the top 3 all the way down to 4th in just one lap of racing. Gassion looks to the inside, trying to push Silvers out of the top 5. Coming off the top side of turn 4, Morton leads the first 2 laps to green for the Riley's Roses for Cystic Fibrosis number 9 Chevrolet Camaro. Down to the turn number 1, double file as we scream through turns 1 and 2. Jeremiah Hobbs looking up high, looking like a lot of drivers trying to really put the pedal to the metal early on. not thinking long term. They're probably only thinking about that stage coming on up before too long. An always ever-present thought that drivers have got to take into consideration, yes, but how long do you really want to push hard before you burn up all of your equipment? As the pack works its way down the back straightaway once again and in towards turn number 3, looking for 3 wide with Gassion trying low. No dice. Outside line, the place to be right now, at least in 3 and 4, is Kaiser, Dingler, now Austin McColgan. All going around the outside of their points leader. Jeremiah Hobbs and David Farmer, meanwhile, they run 1-2. They have tucked up to the back end of Barrett Morton, and we could have a pretty hefty fight for the lead on our hands before too long. Farmer looking for the high side, trying to get up and around the number 9. Farmer out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, trying to see what he's got on offer as the driver, the number 84, takes a wider entry, cuts it in for the middle line, trying to set up a run. On Louisville, Kentucky native Barrett Morton. Morton maintains his run up in front. Jeremiah Hobbs going to look for the inside now. Turning lap number 6 as Hobbs continues his strong drive down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Farmer keeps defense up top, and now the defense turns to offense. He's got the move on Barrett Morton, and with that, David Farmer takes the lead of the race into turn number 3. Jumps across the nose, nothing Morton can do about it. And David Farmer, second to the points, entering tonight, leads race 14 at Charlotte. Just a little ways behind them. A lot of side-by-side action still in this field. You see drivers like Austin McColgan and Jeremiah Hobbs going at it. Sean Bounty right. Dingler, wow! Dingler turned into turn number 3. Somehow gonna save it as Jacob Noyes gets into the back end of Dingler coming down to the corner. Wild moment there for Ryan Dingler, and that nearly turned into disaster. Take a look at this, coming down the back straightaway on board at the number 16. Jacob Noyes tucks up behind Dingler, tries to get up in there, and just a bad bump entering the corner. Shoots that machine sideways, and that could have been a wreck that took out a massive chunk of this field. Off the corner and coming down to it. And look at how far sideways that car tracks entering turn 3. Wicked save for the number 16. And now a battle for the lead. Cole Fralick has the run up top. Sets up a great momentum run on David Farmer. Looking for the inside into turn number 1. And that'll turn now into a fight for the outside into turn number 3. He's got the inside. He's got the lead as Farmer helps facilitate the pass. But he's going to get a run now down the front straightaway through the quad oval. Thought he might have a bumper or a look into turn 1. He decides against it. So 4 different leaders so far tonight, and we're not even 20 laps in. Boy, oh boy, when the points are on the line, the aggression kicks up big time. Oh, and into the wall that time goes Cole Fralick, and that will see Farmer now look to take that one away from the low side of the racetrack. Tall order, see if he can get the job done. Can he clear? No, can't clear across the nose. Cole Fralick maintains his run. Coming down to turn 3. And out of 4, still neck and neck. Fraley pulls ahead, but he's going to have a blink out. Not ideal for Cole Fralick as he's going to flash back into the mortal plane. But it's enough to scare Farmer, it looks like, and backing out down low. Austin McColgan catches the fence as the Tampa Bay Lightning's number 51 makes the charge for 3rd. Morton keeps his car pinned on the low side. Into the wall goes McColgan that time by. Jacob Noyes right behind in the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and more. Single filed out down the back straightaway. 2-pack starting to form. Connor LaFrance has dropped 3 positions. He is down to the secondary pack, as is James Silvers. And boy, how the mighty have fallen for Silvers, the points leader entering tonight. Started on pole and in under 20 laps has dropped 12 spots all the way back to 13th. Although now we see him start to battle his way back through the field. As he picks up 12, we got side-by-side and a bit of 3 wide back here as well. A lot of excitement all of a sudden during this race. And Farmer retains the lead. Problems, by the way, for Stefan Purcell. This is coming through the quadruple. Whoa! He gets turned by Gage Teft. That was back on lap number 10. So about 6-7 laps ago now. Just a look gone wrong. Now, Fralick had the look for the inside. He opted to fade high, trying to make that outside groove work. Risky, but doable. He catches the fence. And that's going to force him now to back out just a little bit more. Trying to run down David Farmer. It is an all-out fight for the lead right now. Whoa, look out, Dingler! Sideways again through the quad oval. Gathers it up after he cuts across the infield there. Franlin takes the lead, but he punches wide. Farmer with the over-under. David Farmer trying to go back to the race lead. And he is going to do just that, trying to pull up across the nose. Farlick's got to run. Can't get the nose in there. Miller Morton going to attack for 2nd. But not before Fraley makes that look back up high for the top spot. Not going to happen this time by. But holy cow, it's all kicked off in a matter of seconds here. Sean Kaiser looks to the inside of Sean Boundy. And he is able to make this happen. Jacob Noyes gets cleared by Ryan Dingler. And now Gassion to the bottom side of Sean Boundy, 3 and 4. The Sport Clips number 11 Toyota Camry has gotten a good charge going. But man, the Rebel Racing number 34 is not making it easy, is he? Morton opening up the door, inside line, going back to the top spot for the Louisville, Kentucky native. 2 Kentucky statesmen going at it back and forth right now. I believe he got a 3rd to the former Cole Fraley back there, so 3 drivers out of the state of Kentucky scrapping for the top spot. All's well ends well in the battle for the top spot. Will cut back deep in the field. James Silvers really starting to cut his way back to the field. Silver's saving those tires for the long haul. He was all the way back to about 14th at one point. After starting on pole, he has battled his way all the way up to 9th now. And now look at a cut around Jacob Noyes. He just got by Sean Bounty. So looking like the lack of pace early from Silvers was in fact the Waynesville Tire of North Carolina, number 4. Saving his equipment. And trying to drive up to the top side. 3 wide as Noyes catches the fence. Mickey Tuttle and Sean Bounty both get around him. One car into the wall, deeper in the field. That was Austin McColgan, formerly a driver, fighting for the top 3. I mean, dropped back to 16th after his tires dropped away. James Silvers running in his home state right now, trying to see if he's got an answer for the top 5 a little ways up the road. He is having a contender with Mickey Tuttle, another driver that's been doing a great job saving that equipment. Tuttle right now up 12 on the day for the McTuttles, number 53. Battle for 3rd, Cole Freilich will make way for Ryan Dingler, making his 100th start in OMSRL Cup Series competition this afternoon. It's a big day for Ryan, and boy, wouldn't he love to cap it off with a win at the end of it. Single file for most, double file back towards Sean Bounty and Connor LaFrance. LaFrance, one of the Eastern Stars Motorsports crew that started to cut his way back through the field. New look for the number 23, running the Monster Energy drink colors of black and green down to turn number 1. Meanwhile, his teammate Austin Gassion in the big battle for 3rd as Ryan Dingler going to pull clear around him. Boy, Gassion really leaning on the back bumper there of Dingler, trying to get an overlap going so he can battle back into turn 1, and he's going to find it. Working the back chute. Gassion still holding the inside from Ryan Dingler. Seeing if he's got much of an answer, and an answer does not, as you see him clear Ryan Dingler in the mirror. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Hobbs having to do battle with one Spencer Ray up on his high side. Look at Spencer Ray starting to slice through the pack. And the Shields number 6 seems to have a response for the field. And caution. First yellow flag of the afternoon. Gage Taft right now with a lot of damage. And not sure what the trigger of the yellow flag was, but looking like potentially Gage Temp did have some involvement in this. Coming off of turn 2, all's clear, and Holscher tried for the side draft. It just left rear hooked him, spin to the 33, down and into the inside wall, bringing out yellow flag number 1. Could have been far worse, arguably. I'm sure Gage doesn't think so. Just went up high, and I mean, Holscher just dumps him. Bit of a strange incident that. This is on board with Holscher. Caution flight number 1 will see everybody come down to pit road. We'll restart this race with under 10 laps to go in the opening stage. And 1 in, 1 out. We're all off and away. So Austin Gassion maintains his run up at the head of the field. And take one more look at the incident that puts us under the yellow flag for the first time tonight as Holscher goes to the side draft. Doesn't go his way. Down into the inside wall goes Gage. Theft. Not necessarily the most ideal of moments there. Maxwell Kroll going to take the free pass to get waved around the iRacing pace car. And out of the 24 starters, we still have all 24, not just on the racetrack, but on the lead lap. Hence the shortened yellow, and we'll go back to green. Green flag back in the air as we go through the Geico restart zone. And as if it were a brand new race, we hop right back to it. Gassion with the lead. Baron Morton trying to get around him. That caution coming in clutch for Austin Gassion as he's able to do everything he needs to keep out in front. Mickey Tuttle looking like he may have just gotten a little bit crossed up through turn 4. Thought he straddled the apron for a moment, but he did manage to get a gap to back up, so he is right back into the fray. Farmer, Freilich, up the road. How about this? 3 wide with Dingler trapped in the middle. Silver's up top, Kaiser down low. And we're able to get more of a momentum run going. James Silver is taking on a different approach to this one. He backed off and saved tires on his first run. Now With stage points on the line, he is going for all-out pace right now, trying to see what he can all pick up. Stage comes to a close at the end of 46, so less than 10 laps from now. Morton retakes the lead as Austin Gassion starting to slip backwards through the pack. Farmer, Tuttle, able to pick up second and third. Just behind them, James Silvers, Austin Gassion going for fourth and fifth. 90 laps to go, this time by at the line. And 6 to go in the stage. All eyes up at the front as every stage point, especially this late in the season, is so critical. Even when factored in the fact that drop races are on the line. Lap 42. Silvers maintains the inside of Spencer Ray. 5 laps to go in stage 1. Cole Freilich up high. Farmer also looking high. Farmer's got the nose in. Farmer wants the lead. Into turn 3, he enters high. Morton has to check up from the low side. And Farmer all over the back bumper. Mickey Tuttle trying to find a way to get in there as well. Are we going to go 3-1 for the lead? We almost are. Tuttle gets shut out from up top. And for a moment, we were looking for disaster. Tuttle not about to make that mistake a second time as quickly establishes overlap on David Farmer. And Farmer just can't take the risk. Three laps to go in stage 1. How about Cole Freilich up top? Freilich out of left field, making it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Tuttle's got the door in on Barrett Morton. And Mickey Tuttle is through. Barrett Morton trying to get a run going. Cole Freilich is up on the high side. Freilich seeing what he's able to do as he looks high on Tuttle. Cole Freilich maintains the strong charge up on the high side, and last race's winner trying to see if he can back it up. Final lap of the stage, coming to the stripe. It is Freilich for the stage 1 win. Ray comes home second, and it's Farmer, Tuttle, Bounty, Morton, Silvers, Kaiser, Peterson, and Hobbs. Spencer Ray quickly jumps up high as Freilich going to lift out of the throttle, looking to save a little bit of his equipment here, which is going to give all of these hard chargers a big opportunity to make some serious ground. Coming around through 3 and 4. Morton now looking like he wants to have a go, trying to go back to the point. He was up and fighting for the lead for much of that opening stage, and now, well, he's got a direct line to 4th place, and he's trying to take it. It will be 80 laps the distance in this one once we get back to the stripe. And right now, the only side-by-side is for the top spot, as David Farmer tries to go around the outside of Spencer Ray for the lead. Farmer clears pretty easily into turn 3 there. I think Spencer kind of lifted out, let him have it a little bit easily there. That will allow for drivers like James Silvers to gain a little bit of ground. Oh, but Silvers has to lift to avoid hitting the outside wall. Mickey Tuttle not going to capitalize. So 80 laps on the boards. 53 laps, sorry, on the boards. Under 80 to go as Mickey Tuttle and Sean Kaiser now going to duke it out. And you can tell how much this race has kind of settled down. We've gotten into more of a rhythm of things ever since the stage. And again, this is something that we are so used to seeing across all OMSRL races, as the field just looking to take it a little bit easier. Oh, one car into the wall behind. That was Austin McColgan, and down almost. Sorry, no, that was Justin Wilson, and he almost went down in the Hunter Thrower. Thrower holds the bottom. Robert Peterson in the mix. 3 wide down the quad oval. Wilson again into the wall. Nearly gets bodied out by Robert Peterson in turn. 3 wide still through turn number 2, and a squeeze. Contact door to door between the 97 and the 83. Justin Wilson taking a bit of a wise move to lift out of that hairy situation. Coming back around into turn number 1. Hunter Thrower, Robert Peterson, Austin Gassion, all of them under a blanket. Thrower rips clear around the high side of the racetrack. And Robert Peterson trying to pinch Austin Gassion down and shut out the Sport Clips Haircuts number 11. Too wide still. Peterson not giving Gassion much breathing room. But I think Gassion might have it here into one. Or maybe not. The man, Robert Peterson, has been so on it for much of this race so far. Really doing everything he needs to do to maintain ground. He's up 9 positions, so it has been a pretty darn good day for the driver of the Klondike 97 Mustang. As Gassion going to get around his inside. Only 6 laps away from halfway in this one. As James Silvers and Mickey Tuttle now looking to exchange blows. So the driver, number 53, pulls clear up high. Silvers tucks in line. 4th place going to close up, and Sean Kaiser going to hang to the inside of the number 4. The entire race, the battle for the lead has never been separated by more than 0.2 of a second. And it's usually not much further than that, back to 3rd on down. This, until at least the pit stop window, is a trend that is looking set to continue for the long run. Still no yellow flag in sight this afternoon. Save for the one that we had back on about lap 30. Now we're starting to see a little bit more excitement up towards the head of the field as drivers that have been pushing all this time, their tires start to burn away. And that is allowing for the rest of this field to really close in. Contact again between Ray. This time getting into the door of Sean Kaiser. But it looks high. He drives around the outside of Farmer. The wall, Silvers again dinging up that left front just a little more. 3 wide now down the front straightaway. Taft, Morton, LaFrance all under a blanket. And this is looking like it's about to spell disaster. Austin Gassion trying to get his hat in the ring as well. Halfway home this time by. And we enter the second half of this race, but my goodness. Complete dogfight in the mid-pack as the aggression turning up big time. Oh, look out, big Constantina, middle of the straightaway, then into the corner there. They can't keep racing like this for too long. They got to get something figured out. Taft going to find the wall of France, trying to go 3 wide up the middle. Oh, Taft comes down, careful. No contact. But we are 3 again, down the front stretch and into turn 3. Back stretch and into turn 3. Are we going to look for 4? The answer is no. Whoa, but they do touch between Bounty and Gassion. Allows our Morton to get a little bit more of an in. And now 3 wide still. Gage Taft very much is a cork in the bottle. Taft looking like he's gonna finally lose out in this big pack as the field gonna get around him. It's not stopping these drivers though from still going side by side though. Tuttle and Farmer now 2 abreast at the head of the field. So the fight for the lead, the 53 up high, the 84 running the apron, and Silver's the main points leader. And a driver that we know likes to save for the long term here. Caught in the mix. His teammates in the lead, but it is also his teammate right now that is his closest competition for the points. How much is he willing to risk to go for the top spot? Saw Sean Kaiser almost getting in as he chased Silver's up the racetrack, and now he cuts off Barrett Morton. Spencer Ray gets around the number 9. Gassion looking high, and he's not the only one, as again Mickey Tuttle gonna try his luck. He's got the outside line. This time he gets the nose in. Side by side, down the back straightaway. Farmer trying to look back low. Won't get there. So Mickey Tuttle leads another one. Gassion going to nudge Sean Kaiser up the racetrack. And since the restart over 40 laps ago, they have looked like this. I mean, this is just insanity. They have been this close for this long. Austin Gassion going to look to the bottom side of the racetrack. Sean Kaiser going to look to get in there as well. Look at Sean Kaiser with some longevity ripping the top lane. David Farmer looks like might have caught the outside wall as all of a sudden he slows right into the clutches of his teammate, James Silvers. Turning lap number 77 this afternoon, and that pit stop window still almost 20 laps away at least. But what a wild ride it has been for this field. You see Farmer looking low, and he's going to take one away from Mickey Tuttle. And just like that, Farmer is back on top. I mean, you want a race. This is a race, and what an awesome track to come back from the Easter breakout. I've always loved Charlotte Motor Speedway. I've always thought it puts on some fantastic racing, and boy, is it ever putting on a show tonight. Gassion dives with the inside of Sean Kaiser. Oh, it's a tight squeeze, but hey, credit to Kaiser. He made it work. Dingler and LaFrance remain 1 and 2 in this little battle here for the 6th place position. And somehow still, we went green all the way back on lap 36. And almost 50 laps later, this field is still as packed up as they were on the initial restart. Austin McCall becomes the first driver to blink, and the Tampa Bay Lightning's number 51 Camry is in for green flag pit stops. Just behind him is MWMF Motorsports contender Maxwell Kroll. So green flag stops about to kick off in earnest this afternoon. Nobody, though, from the leading pack is in. One driver that is, though, is Sean Bounty, trying to get the drop on the field. Silvers and Gassion door check each other coming off the corner, and I thought for a moment they'd be put into the wall. Close shave between your main points leader and Gassion. Take another look coming off at turn 4. Right about there, I thought they were both done for. But somehow they gather it up and they'll keep going. And again, Tuttle makes the look up high. This time, Farmer is able to get the drive up down low. No check to the inside from Tuttle, but he is going to fall into fire from Carl LaFrance. LaFrance now into second. Still anyone's guess who wins this race. Triple pit straight away. Spencer Ray, Sean Kaiser sliding into the infield. Caution comes out and will bring the thriller to a stop. What a ride, though. Fantastic racing throughout, and Ray just tracked up right into the rear of Spencer Ray. Kind of an awkward moment for the two of them as they hopped across the infield. Well, whoopsie daisy. Thankfully, it's all AstroTurf down there. Take a look at this as they're going to hop across the road course and the Legends Oval here, and quite a bit of air that Spencer Ray and Sean Kaiser both caught there. Boy, Ray did not lift out much to give him much of an opportunity, did he? But yellow flag number 1 on the Speedway. We're going to take a step back, and we'll be with you in just a moment with more on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Racing action about to resume once again from the Charlotte Motor Speedway after yellow flag number 2 comes out for a 2-car crash on the front straightaway that involves Spencer Ray and Sean Kaiser sliding into the infield. David Farmer opting for the outside. Last pit stops of the afternoon have been completed, and it is go from here to the finish. And so, the green flag takes off, and we are back to racing. Whoa, look out, Spencer Ray, all sorts of sideways, deeper in the pack. Gathers it up, and we take off into turn numbers 1 and 2. The field working the back straightaway. David Farmer has got about the biggest lead that any leader in this race has gotten all night long. And that lead comes in right as we hit the 40 laps to go mark. Battle for third. Dingler squeezing Connor LaFrance in. Keeps the 23 been able to turn down to the bottom, and that is going to allow Ryan Dingler into third place. As we get off of turn 4, now some damage to the right-hand side of the Monster Energy Eastern Stars Motorsports number 23. Not an ideal run for him, hoping that this might go a little bit better for him now. Barrett Morton looking for the inside line as well. So side by side, like it may as well be a high-speed pace lap as the field takes off towards turn 1. Robert Peterson muscling Mickey Tuttle out wide. Right into the firing line of Spencer Ray and more. Farmer meanwhile, weaving left, weaving right, trying to break the draft up front to keep Dingler and Silvers from going for the lead. Dingler looks high. Can't get in there though. Now he'll look low. But still, Farmer maintains the run. Meanwhile, Gassion driving out of his mirror as he blocks Silvers down the track. Jeremiah Hobbs cuts across the nose of Barrett Morton. Gloves are off. All bets are off. There is no more saving, no more conserving. It's just an all-out slugfest to see who gets on top by race's end. Silvers gets turned down hard into the inside wall. Big dramas for the points leader as he gets taken out. Complete disaster as Jeremiah Hobbs turns the driver of the number 4. Oh boy. Well, this race just entered a new dimension. Same deal as we saw earlier. Jeremiah Hobbs tried to push up, tried to side draft, it didn't work, and Silvers goes around and backs her into the fence. Very lucky that he didn't go into that little opening there. He was so close to going in there, and that would have effectively been a day ender. On board with Hobbs or Silver, sorry, you'll see how close this got is. It's a little bit too close for comfort, if you ask me, with that inside wall. And this is on board with Jeremiah Hobbs. Yellow came out very, very, very quickly on that deal. That'll slow us down again, and that'll push this race into the triple digits under the yellow flag. Jacob Noyes gets the lucky dog free pass up high. The gear wrench service number 3. We'll get back on the lead lap. So far, 24 cars started the race. 23 remain. wild turn of events for this race, as you have to wonder what's going to lead to this championship now that there's been such a big drama in regard to the main points leader, Mikael Robinson. Oh. Having a bit of a blink. Looking like all's well ends well for him, as he is well back into service now. Silvers remains on the lead lap of this race. Looking like that rear end has been patched up. So we'll see what Silvers has got in store for him. Again, racing in his home state this afternoon. Be huge if Silvers' day was brought to a close by something like that, as this track, one of the big main hitters. Well, we'll see. The field gets back to green flag racing. And we rocket it down to turn number 1. 31 laps are still on the boards. Field fanning out down the back straightaway, back down and into turn number 3. David Farmer takes up the lead with 30 to go. Jeremiah Hobbs gets in there with Barrett Morton, trying to see if he's got an answer. Catch to the outside wall there for Mikael Robinson behind. Gassiel made an early turn into turn 3. That's going to compromise his line all through the corner. May have been thinking defensively, though, against Ryan Dingler behind. And it looks all calm now, but give these guys, 5 laps or so, and they'll be right back up with each other and do battling big time for the win. Hunter Thrower takes the run down low. Barrett Morton makes the move up high, and man, just a little ways behind. A bit of 3 wide, nearly sends cars around as Robinson and Justin Wilson tangle for a while. The 97 car is really making some strong drives as he works his way down the stretch into turn 1. Cole Freilich. Oh boy. Hard to tell where to look. You got everything going on everywhere on the racetrack at once all of a sudden. H-Temp wants to push these guys 3. I don't think they're going to take too kindly to that, though, and they're going to end up keeping it double. There's the battle for 3rd. Ryan Dingler hanging on against Jeremiah Hobbs. Bit of door-to-door down the front stretch, or back stretch, sorry, and into turn 3. Barrett Morton now wants to get in there. He's going to look high. Thrower. Can he keep that run alive down low? Cole Freilich is still looking to get in there as well. 25 laps right now, coming to 24. Ryan Dingler trying to go up on the outside line as Miguel Robinson going to find the wall just behind them. Holy cow, Jeremiah Hobbs. Look at Jeremiah Hobbs leaning on the door of Ryan Dingler. Trying to bully him out. Dingler's not having it. Hunter Thrower wants to get in on this as well. Top two pulling away as the fight for third entering new heights. Contact again. 3 wide with Thrower going down the inside. And Thrower gets into Hobbs. Forces the 12 up the track. Taste of his own medicine for Jeremiah Hobbs. Now Hobbs gets turned. Big time out of the wall. Morton goes with him. Slides the inside. Broken left front. Caution comes out as we got a big mess up in turn number 4. 4 cars involved. Teff, Tuttle, Robinson, Ray. I feel like all of that stemmed from that melee coming down the front straightaway. Holy cow. That got feisty there. We'll take a look back and we'll have to really kind of back this up to give the broad picture. We'll start from turn number 3. Watch here as Hunter Thrower is going to stuff it in down the inside. He gets into Jeremiah Hobbs. That causes the Denver Mattress number 12 to wash a little ways up the track. Along comes Cole Freilich. He's going to take full advantage and he's going to look to the inside. And no room for Hobbs there. 3 wide through the quad doesn't work. Bear Morton caught as an innocent bystander. And he comes down across the racetrack. Spencer Ray got loose and spun, checking up, trying to avoid right of the track and directly into Mickey Tuttle. Heavy into the fence with Dallas Holscher. Engaged Teft. And that's what caused them to slide all the way down the racetrack. That escalated quickly. That escalated really, really quickly. I mean, holy cow. See Spencer Ray lose it there and then up the track and big time into the outside wall. And down the road they go. From the air here. And then, oh, Ray got hit from behind. Got hit from behind by Mickey Tuttle. James Silvers escaped that. He now runs in third because he did not pit. This is what he saw. Boy, he's not the only one for the close call there, as Justin Wilson having a similar escape in the 09. Jack it up, and let them wreck up above you. Well, let's reset here. So, less than 20 laps to go. Austin Gassion, Sean Bounty, James Silvers are the top 3. However, they have not pitted under this latest yellow flag. Man. Pace car is off, and once again, the field works their way to the Geico restart zone. Time is running out. And this finish, you can tell, is going to be a wild one. Green flag is back in the air. Working down the back straightaway into turn 3. Gassion going to maintain his run. Up high is James Silvers. Oh, man. Near catch to the outside wall there for James. He'll get around his teammate, David Farmer. Silvers drives around the outside into turn 3. Cuts down low in 4. Trying to chase after Austin Gassion. 17 to go. Silvers has caught him. Trying to look high. He's got 11 lap pressure tires than Austin Gassion. Several cars catch the outside wall, 3 wide, down the back straightaway. Miguel Robinson battles into a top 10. And up front, Silvers has the lock! James Silvers to the inside, takes the spot away for the number 11. Contact! And up the track goes Austin Gassion. Gassion hemorrhaging spots, Sean Boundy trying to go to the front. David Farmer gets in there. Gassion trying to shut him out. And David Farmer going to get down on the inside. 3 wide now. No! Gassion turns Dingler. Trouble back straight away. Around goes Ryan Dingler. Crashing again into turn number 3 as LaFrance goes hard into the wall. And we'll slow it down again with 14 to go. It's disaster for Dingler, and not the way he wanted his 100th start in the OMSRL Cup Series to go. Thrower push took Gassion up into Dingler. And around goes the 16. Spins him around, and Conor LaFrance, meanwhile, hit the inside wall. Came back up and took out his own teammate before spinning around and clipping off the outside wall in turn 3 and finally going all the way around. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he just didn't know he was there or what the heck happened. That speed, though, and jeez. Tough break. I don't really think anything that... I don't think there was anything really there that Gassion did wrong. I mean, yeah, he left rears Dingler, but he kind of got pushed up into him. If Eastern Stars Motorsports cars are in for service and are Going to take back to the racetrack. It will, I believe, be a 10-lap dash if we get the green flag back up in the air this afternoon. I tell you what, I mean, it's been something today. I mean, it has been, we've had the highs, we've had the lows. We've had non-stop pack racing this afternoon. I mean, there's not been a second the fight has not been insanely intense. I was just expecting this field to, you know, calm down, get spread out. It just never happened. And we see one car down low on the apron. Not sure who that is. That is Adrian Loya, driver of the number 2 for the Midwest Motorsports crew. Just Lewis back behind him. Barry Morton catching up to the tail of the field. In the field, going to work our way back around into turn numbers 3 and 4. Once again, the iRacing pace car will make that dive into pit road. 10 laps. Do we get them all in clean? The Geico restart zone. Green flags in the air. We're racing. David Farmer looks for the inside. James Silvers picks off the run from up high. Cole Frelick trying to get something working down low. Silvers catches the wall. 9 to go. Farmer started to pull a gap. James Silvers still has not come down to pit road. And he is paying the price for it. Off the top side of turn. No, there goes Kaiser! Sean Kaiser hard into the outside wall. Thrower spun. Wilson spun. Back up into the field. We're still colliding. Come on, brakes. Where's the brakes, people? Maxwell Kroll brings it up to a stop. And that's about the quickest we've had a chance for a yellow all night. Yet again, we slow it down. They were 3 wide off the corner. Offset. Sean Kaiser. I think same deal, just an attempt at a side draft gone wrong. Turns the 24 hard into the wall. Hunter Thrower then bounds across the nose. I think Hobbs might have just gotten through. Gassion catches a wicked piece. The 69 of Brett Rucker jams the brakes and gets through. And this is inexcusable. I mean, come on. There's a brake pedal there for exactly this instance. And it never got used. That speed. Yeah, same deal. Seen it so many times tonight. And that is a tough break for all those drivers that just had frankly, nothing to do with it. On board with Brett Rucker. How about that? Beautiful save. And Jeremiah Hobbs also had a close call. This was with him. Oh boy. May have just caught a piece of that, you know, but if he did, it was slight, and really big emphasis on slight. It's up into the wall they go, and around goes the 83, and just barely cuts through the middle for the number 12. So the field will double up. Well, to the folks watching along on Green Flag TV, call the audible. Overtime, yes or no? My money's on yes tonight. It was going so well, too. We only had one race in the first half of the... Only one yellow in the first half of the race, and... went good for a little bit there after the second caution, and it's just been downhill ever since. 6 yellows so far on the afternoon. 4 of them coming within the last 20-odd laps or so. Farmer once again picks the outside. He and Freilich are on fresh tires. Silvers is the first car on scrubs, as is Sean Boundy. Green flag back in the air. Oh my goodness, Cole Freilich really trying to send her down to the turn 3. Thought for a moment he was about to take out Silvers. Cornerstone Motorsports 1-2 head of the field. Silvers trying to shove his teammate clear. He's going to cut to the inside to defend against Cole Freilich, playing rear gunner support here. Jacob Noyes and Oscar Colgan nearly getting into the door-to-door contact with one another. We're still scrapping it out. Mikael Robinson tracking him from the inside, nearly gets into the door of the 15. Overall, racing action still going strong. 3 to go. And 3 wide, a little bit further the field as well. David Farmer continuing to pull out his gap up front. The battle is for second on down. One more lap and this race will be official. Now the question is, do we make it that far? I didn't think we would, but it's been very orderly on this start. Cole Freilich trying to get in there, trying to make it 3 wide. Gets down the inside of Mikael Robinson. Slips up from the inside. White flag in the air. Race is official. We'll make it back. David Farmer continues to pull out in front. It's a madhouse for second. McColgan clears himself across the nose of Mickey Tuttle. Down the back straightaway for the final time tonight. Jacob Noyes censoring deep into turn number 4. Off the corner, David Farmer tracks home. He wins the race at Charlotte, but they're crashing behind across the stripe. Multiple hard impacts. And a wild way to close out the night. Unbelievable finish on that one as the fireworks shoot off over the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Absolutely incredible scenes, and no doubt David Farmer, a very, very happy camper. He burns it down on the front straightaway. Finally taking his first win of his OMSRL Cup Series career. Oh my goodness, what a wild way to close out this race. Let's get another look at that melee, to put it mildly, coming to the checkered flag. Watch as Jacob Noyes just went full send. McColgan caught the wall, and it was just on from there. As multiple huge impacts across the stripe. And that will take us to the end of racing action tonight. Taking a rundown of your official post-race results, David Farmer takes home his first OMSRL Cup Series win. Cole Fraley picks up the number 2 spot. Mikael Robinson finishes his race in 3rd, one of his best finishes of his season so far. Austin McColgan finishes 4th. Ryan Dingler, after being turned with less than 20 to go, he'll rebound and finish in 5th. Mickey Tuttle in 6th. Silver's in 7th, and it's Bounty in 8th. Rucker in 9th, and Sean Kaiser closes out the top 10. From there, it's Jacob Noyes, Conor LaFrance, Robert Peterson, Barrett Morton, Jeremiah Hobbs, Stephen Brissell, Justin Wilson, Adrian Loya, Dallas Holscher, Austin Gassion to finish on the lead lap with Thrower 2 laps down. Ray was 3. Kroll and Teft failed to finish racing action tonight. Unreal finish that we had here this afternoon. Let's give a chit chat here to the folks that come home on the podium spots this afternoon, and we'll look to pick it up first and foremost with David Farmer, the man that is going to bring it up number 1, and for the first time he can hoist a trophy above his head. As David, you come home and take your first OMSRL Cup Series win. Your teammate had 2 before this. It's got to feel good to not be finishing second to your teammate for once.
Yeah, I had a string of really good finishes, but never could really tie down that P1 slot. Kept having little mistakes here and there, and had the tire strategy there late at this race, and a little help from the teammate. He raced the race hard there at the end, and but yeah, it was good to finally get a win. Exciting.
So I kind of talked through the last few laps of that race. I mean, wild scenes that we had this afternoon. You were obviously working together with James Silvers on the restart. That's why I kept picking the outside lane. Was the plan always to have him push you to the win, or were you hoping that maybe you could battle that out with him?
Well, at the end of the day, we're a team, and we want our team to finish well too. So it's not all about our goal is for us to finish P1, P2 every race. Whether that be he wins, obviously that's happened a couple times, or now me. It doesn't really matter who's there, just as long as we can keep moving forward as a team and learning. We've raced together quite a bit, but this is our first time racing together in the Cup Series, and we're learning a lot about each other.
And of course, championship-wise, 2 races remain after today: Iowa and then Auto Club. You got quite the deficit, and you've been able to chip away at that a little bit more coming into tonight. Do you reckon it's going to be a fight between you and he by the time we get down to California?
You know, who knows? These next 2 races are going to be. Iowa's kind of a, it's a tough track. I enjoy it. It's a fun track. It rewards tire saving, and there's no, running the fence doesn't really hurt you too bad there. But hopefully it's James and I battling it out. But we'll see. There's 5 or 6 guys right behind me that they're still going to be well in contention.
Well, we wish you the best of luck when we go racing. Congratulations on taking your first OMSRL win, and we'll see you next week in Iowa.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
David Farmer comes home for Cornerstone Motorsports with the Mountain View detailing number 84 Chevy Camaro. And we will move on down to one Cole Freilich, who comes home number 2 this afternoon. And Cole, a bit all over the map for you this afternoon. You were high, you were low, you were middle, then you were high, then low, then high again. And eventually you come home second this afternoon. It was kind of a thing where nobody really seemed to know what the heck was going on in the last 30 laps or so there.
Yeah, that was really weird, that last run, because when we were still in the daylight, the top would work really good, but the moment we got to the night, you go off in there that first lap, it would not stick. But yeah, I was just searching around the whole track tonight because I am not good here in the next gen car. I know my results speak different for tonight, but we've been on a bit of a hot streak lately, so we just kind of were able to carry the momentum into tonight. And yeah, I mean, I think if I had about 5 more laps there, and honestly, if we didn't have that last restart, I think I could have probably got to Farmer. But Silvers did a hell of a job just keeping us all at bay to help him out. So no wrong in that. That's just the name of the game. And I don't know how the hell I got around Michael there at the end. That I was hoping I'd get the side draft, but I got just enough of one.
Kind of talk us through what the hope's going to be for the next few weeks. Obviously, now that we're out of the Easter weekend, it's going to be a big focus on the overall championship. You were hoping to maybe go for the hat trick this afternoon. Didn't end up going that way, but you are able to close in on the top 5 a bit more, and I believe actually you punch your way into the top 5. So still a very close fought battle for 4th on down. Or do you reckon to get into the top 5 and stay there by the end of the season?
And that's always the goal, finish top 5 in the points. I think Iowa, we're just going to go try to have a really solid run. And then Auto Club, obviously, that'll be a wild card for me. I don't really know how well I'll run there, but I know we can run well at Iowa. So we'll try to go for the top 5 there. I don't know. My mind's kind of a blank because every time at the end of these races it gets so intense, my mind just kind of blanks on what's happened throughout the night or what the point situations are. But yeah, I mean, honestly, we're at 4 wins on the season, so I can't complain at all about how this season's gone. If I showed up one week and didn't have a couple rough finishes there, we probably could have been actually contending for the title here. But yeah, 4 wins is nothing to slouch about, so we're going to try to go get a 5th and just close out the season as good as we are right now.
Sounds like a solid plan to me. Congratulations on taking a great run this afternoon, and we will look to see you when we go racing next week in Iowa.
I appreciate it, and thank you for broadcasting, buddy.
And that was Cole Freilich coming home this afternoon, as he is going to pick up a second-place finish in the number 15 Simrat Market Kart Chaser Toyota Camry. And that brings up Miguel Robinson right now, coming off of his best finish of the season. And welcome to the podium here, Michael.
Glad to be here.
Kind of talk us through your race tonight. It was a wild showing for you. You were definitely the hard charge of the day. Started way down the field in qualifying. How the heck did you find yourself fighting for the podium by the end there?
Just picking right position at the right time, where how the cautious was falling for me. Also, I was just taking care of my tires, because how these tires, especially here at Charlotte, like if you push them too much, you could pay the price for them for sure. So that's all I was just taking care of them from the beginning, and then to the middle, I'll start. Let me just start making my gains. Trying to move forward until all the caution and the late the late caution to the late restarts. So I was trying to put myself in a good position so I could get like a good position after that.
Well, obviously, it paid off big time for you as you're able to take that number 5 into a very strong third place this afternoon. Again, one of only 2 top 5 finishes that you've been able to come away with, the other one being in Las Vegas way earlier in the year. Do you reckon more top 5s might be in store in these last 2 weeks of competition?
Hopefully that's the case, because that's trying to aim out for towards the end of the season. And also, I want to just shout out to my teammates, Adrian and Jeremiah from Mid Race Motorsports, because they the ones just helped me out to get me better at everything. So I just really appreciate for them, and then put me in the position I am now.
Well, Michael, as always, it's a pleasure to see you making good strides out there and taking home a third place finish. We'll look to see you next week then when we go racing in Iowa.
Sure thing. I will be there.
And that is Mr. Robertson coming home number 3 this afternoon. And that is going to be that for us here this afternoon. Boy, an absolute barn burner of a race that we had this afternoon. And I mean, that was complete and utter insanity from start to finish. But boy, what a race it was. Next time on Green Flag TV tomorrow night, it will, of course, be the barely swinging on out to the Rudskogen Motor Center in Norway, where they will look to duke it out for round number 2. The Speed Cup Series takes to the Talladega Super Speedway on Thursday, with the SRA NAS Classic ARCA Blitz swinging out to Daytona for what will be their new season opener come Saturday, with the Blaze Pedal ARCA Series and the ASRL Xfinity Series, as well as the Classic IndyCar Series for a triple header coming on up this Sunday as well. The High Tide Racing Guardian Premier Series will go racing at Bristol Motor Speedway on Monday, and then that will take us all the way back around to the OMSRL Cup Series, where we find ourselves racing over at the Iowa Speedway 1 week from today. As always, if you want to find out more about who we are, what we can offer you, you can check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. Complete madhouse this afternoon, and no doubt more to come for us here before too long. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will look to see you when we go racing once again on Green Flag TV. It's next week in Iowa. 2 races to go. We'll see you there.